What is going on, crypto family? This is your boy Random Arts coming with a quick video. And on this video, guys, we're going to be talking about Shibarium bridging, guys. So it looks like the gates is about to be open for Shibarium for projects to being able to get onboarded onto it and also have a meme fest. Yes, you are hearing that correctly. We're currently seeing this happening right now on BNB, and I feel like I mentioned this, guys. Again, these are old stuff that I'm talking about, but I'm rehashing it now because we're seeing it happen. And just to show you guys, your boy been around the block a few times, especially in this crypto market, and saying what I said a few years ago and seeing it happen to other chain. Like I mentioned, it is going to eventually happen to Shibarium, but you want to make sure that you're in early versus coming in when everybody else is. Because when everybody else is coming, yes, you could still make money, but we're talking about making life-changing gains. This is what this channel is about, guys. Making life-changing gains, not a 10x, not even a 100x. We're looking for the next 1000x. And again, I believe Bone will have that opportunity in this bull cycle. So before I even dive into this video, do me a huge favor by hitting the like button, hitting that subscribe button, and I'd definitely love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinion about Bone Shiba Swap token. Now, this is what I want to bring up. If you take a look currently right now, where BNB is sitting at, it flipped Solana, right? Market cap right now of BNB is 95 billion. Solana's market cap 93 billion. And if you have not been paying attention to see what's been happening in the background of why BNB flipped Solana, is due to the fact that one meme coin popped off on BNB. Like I mentioned before, guys, it only takes one token. It takes one meme coin to pop off before you start seeing investors start flooding to your chain. And this is not something new. If you've been watching my channel, this is something that I talked about for years now. So this was the first token. It was a test token. It was during a presentation that they were doing. Somebody created the token. The next thing you know, this thing went parabolic. And then it ended up actually getting listed on Binance. So currently right now, the market cap is 126 million. But what I'm impressed by, not just the market cap, guys, is the volume that this thing is bringing in. $20 million volume in the last 24 hours. And the volume for these past few days, it's been north of like 100 million, guys. 100 million dollars getting flooded. Not, you know, not on a centralized exchange. Talk about on-chain volume, which is to me greater than centralized exchange volume, because those could be manipulated with the bots and all this and that. Not to say that you can't do the same thing on chain, but to me it is a little bit more solid versus a centralized exchange. And after this happened, it started bringing in new investors. So you started seeing different influencers start talking about BNB because of a meme coin, because we got to look at it from a, you know, just really break it down from a simplistic aspect. Why did you come into crypto? Why do majority of the people come into crypto? And the answer to that, guys, is to being able to make money, make life-changing gains. And with the meme market, it does give that opportunity. So people are always looking for the next big thing. And if it is happening on Solana, if it's happening on BNB or Base, they're going to move over and start going to those chain, and it's going to boost up that chain and also boost up whatever underlying asset that's on that chain. So in this case, in BNB, Binance Chain, BNB is the gas token. So the same thing, like I mentioned, will happen to Shibarium, since the gas token on Shibarium, guess what? It is Bone. So it's going to eventually boost up the price of Bone. So after this happened, the next thing that took place is another token that's going crazy as well too. This one is called Captain BNB. As you can see, market cap is currently at 20 million, but look at the volume, guys. $31 million in on-chain volume. That is ridiculous. And it also did somewhere north of $100 million in volume. And again, this is all on-chain volume. CZ Binance, he just dropped his dog name. Yeah, and look at the volume, 207 million. Someone created a meme coin of his dog token today, and well, his dog's name, and this thing went parabolic. Again, life-changing gains if you were able to get on it, but this happened so fast. You legit had to been there at the right place, right time. But the point that I'm making is, look how much on-chain volume is taking place. There was something that popped off. Let me see. I don't think I got it pulled up here, but there was something that was showing where the flow of capital was coming from. A lot of the capital that was on Solana started migrating over to BNB, and because of that, again, it's adding that fresh liquidity onto a chain. And again, when it comes to BNB, nobody was looking for BNB, guys. Nobody was looking for BNB, building on BNB. That was not the hot topic, building or launching a token on BNB. But now all of a sudden it is. And this is how the market is, guys. It is fickle. One day, a chain could be dead. It's retired chain. Nobody wants it. Then all of a sudden, boom, it pops off, and boom, it is the next big chain. And that's the same thing that I say with Shibarium. It's dead until it's not dead. Like, there's countless examples that I showed you guys on this channel when it comes to that. And even based upon DEX volume in the last 7 days, Pancake Swap, because it is predominantly BNB tokens, they seen the biggest DEX volume in the last 7 days. And it's not no surprise that because of the meme token. So bringing this all in to Shibarium. So how can Shibarium prosper? How could Shibarium see an inflow of some of these capitals from these other chains? And the answer to that, like I mentioned before, and again, this is me saying this for the past 2 years. I gave the breakdown of how chains have a breakout. And one of the things that I mentioned, one of the methods was via a meme token, or a token that goes parabolic, because you got to understand human psychology. If you understand human psychology, then you're going to be able to predict the movement of where things are going to eventually come. And that's all I did. And that's why I was saying, like, hey, if we're able to see meme tokens flourish onto Shibarium, then we're going to be able to capture a lot of that attention. So with the SHIB the magazine, they just dropped this today, and big shout out to SHIB the magazine as well as the team, because people don't see the work that's happening in the background. So they are going to make it easier for other projects that has a community to being able to migrate into Shibarium. Now, I feel like this is going to be longer. I thought this video was going to be short, but make sure you bear with me, guys, because I'm going to try to get everything out so you could fully understand exactly what I'm saying. So this is from SHIB the magazine. They're talking about there's 2 methods as far as to bridging. Now, I'm only talking about the second method because that is what Roaring Kitty is going to use. And this is what the magazine had to say about the second method. It says, for a more straightforward integration process, the Shiba Inu POS bridge offers a visible alternative. This method involves submitting an ERC20 token submission form, simplifying the technical complexity often associated with cross bridging. So this is the application that Roaring Kitty already filled out, and it's the ERC20 token submission form. We already did this, but this is the part that I wanted to focus in on when it comes to the bridge. This is what happens next. They said, upon submission, the Shiba Inu team will deploy a basic ERC20 contract, enabling your token to bridge within the Shibarium network. Find the form. So guys, we already completed the form, and I did speak with one of the developers, and they are currently in the process of creating our contract, guys. So this is a huge win, not only for Shibarium, guys, but for the Roaring Kitty community, because again, all we are just a community. We have no devs, we have no CEO, we have no one that has the capability of doing this. For the SHIB team, making it easy for CTO projects like this is a huge win, because now you could start to see a whole bunch of different CTO projects want to come on to a chain where not only it has, the upside is huge, but it also has a community base to it. Because when you think of Shiba Inu, you're thinking about community. Because if you look at the Bone Army, there's 99,000, right? 99,000 people or wallets, I should say, that hold Bone. So even if a fraction of those decide to invest in some of the meme tokens that's happening onto Shibarium, which I know, that number is going to go even higher, that's going to be able to boost up any project significantly. Especially with these lower market cap tokens, and this is what we're going to see. And again, as more projects bridge onto Shibarium, guess what's going to end up happening? It's going to help the price of Bone to go up because these projects, they're going to need to have Bone in their liquidity pool. It's simple supply and demand. So the demand is, hey, we're going to need Bone to being able to lock it away into our liquidity pool. And that also makes the, Bone more scarce. Less Bone in the market means, any type of volume that starts coming into the market is going to start making it have that price skip because there's not that much in the market to begin with. And this is how we see these tokens get to $100, $200, $300, $400 because of these big liquidity pools that tend to happen. Again, this is where we're heading for Bone, for Shibarium. And if you're not in right now or getting yourself prepared to a place to being able to accumulate all these different tokens that's getting onto Shibarium or already onto Shibarium, then you're going to be able to miss out on life-changing gains, because right now, as it currently stands, nobody is really checking for Shibarium, but that's only temporarily. It's only temporarily. And once we start having all these different projects coming into Shibarium, then it's going to almost be like a snowball effect. Now, I'm just going to address this part because there were some people within the Roaring Kitty community that was dissatisfied about Roaring Kitty going onto Shibarium because their thoughts is like, oh, Shibarium is dead. It's not going to generate any volume. Like, we're not going onto Shibarium to get volume. That's a big misconception. The reason why we're going onto Shibarium is because it's a chain that has the potential to explode. And even if it does not explode right away, it is still at a great advantage to us. So you might be wondering, Random Arts, what is those advantages? Because again, there's virtually no downside of us going to Shibarium. Because one thing that you have to understand too is liquidity pool. And I think like the biggest misconception with anything is not understanding liquidity pools and what's happening. In order for us to have our token onto Shibarium, we're going to also need a liquidity pool. And a part of the liquidity pool is also buying our token or getting our token from somewhere. And typically what's going to end up happening is we would have to get this token on the open market. So it does two things. Once we start buying this token on the open market, and also this is another thing that you have to understand, where really the price generation of Roaring Kitty comes from. It comes from the Ethereum side, guys, because this is the biggest liquidity pool. So wherever this liquidity goes, that's where the price of Roaring Kitty is going to go. Not on the exchanges, not anywhere else, but simply on this Ethereum side. So currently right now, there's 46 million Roaring Kitty, and the less that's in this pool, the higher our price is going to be. So if we're coming out and we're buying up these tokens that's on this liquidity pool, this is minimizing what is on this pool. And by that happening, it's going to automatically bring up the price because now you're putting more Ethereum in and you're taking away Roaring Kitty out. And that Roaring Kitty is going to get locked away into a liquidity pool, which again, it's setting our floor price to be at a higher price. That right there is the benefit of it in itself. The extra stuff is when Shibarium starts to blow up, more people start to come in, more holders going to come in. That's going to also drive up more people buying in the Shibarium liquidity pool. Now, at some point, the Shibarium liquidity pool, if Shibarium starts to really blow up, is going to be the biggest one, and it's going to impact the overall price of what's happening on Ethereum. So the upside of what's happening, and this is another thing, or if we automatically are able to mint out all this NFT, then our biggest liquidity pool is going to be on the Shibarium side, and it's going to automatically affect the price of what's happening on the Ethereum side. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys, because again, this thing is very, very could get complex, but at the same time, it is simple. So one key takeaway that I want you guys to take from this is when it comes to liquidity pool, just think about this. Less that's available, we want to see this number go down. If this number go down, our price go up. Simple as that. So whether we were going for like a big exchange listing, which would require us to go to this liquidity pool to get more of this token, that would also cause the price to go up. So that is where we're at right now. And if we are able to get, like I mentioned before, $100,000, guys, $100,000 off of the minted NFTs at current price right now. Of course, we're not going to be able to get all of this, and there's not even that available in the liquidity pool because there's going to be a huge price impact. But just showing you, just for the number's sake, we're talking about 50 million Roaring Kitty token. If we're able to get everything at that one price. Again, it's not going to happen. Price slippage, all of this. So I assume after price slippage, we'll probably get somewhere. If we're able to get the 100,000, we'll probably be able to get somewhere north of about 23, maybe 23 Roaring Kitty. I'm sorry, 23 million Roaring Kitty. That's getting off of the market, and at that point, we could be looking at a 10. At roughly around a $10 million market cap, just based upon that huge amount of Roaring Kitty getting taken away. And now, if we're somewhere around like a $10 million market cap, guess what our starting price is going to be on Shibarium as well, where our floor is essentially going to be on Shibarium as well at a $10 million market cap. Like, this thing is is extremely simple, but the thing is, people make it more complicated than what it really needs to be. So hopefully this was educational. Hopefully you guys understand why we are really pushing on getting these NFTs minted out, because again, at this current price right now, yes, we could control, essentially the community can control where Roaring Kitty goes. And we've been saying billions must roar, billions must roar. Yes, this is time to really make the billions start to roar. But leave a like, leave a comment. Random Arts guys signing off. And again, since this video is a lot longer than what I intended it to be, make sure, I just want to see who all watched this video all the way to the end. So I want to see in the comment section, bridge to Shibarium. So put that in the comment section so I can see who all watched this video all the way to the end. Random Arts guys signing off. Peace.